Hello everybody, welcome to Sure Shot Archery. Anthony here, and in this video I am going to try to shoot with a stabilizer setup just like or close to Jacob Wukie's. Now he has an iconic stabilizer setup, and well, you guys, the subscribers, the people that watch this channel, really want me to try and shoot a similar setup. So first off, I am going to shoot my normal setup. You know, you got your two side stabilizers and your front one. For Jacob's, I will be taking off both of these and I will be installing them here and here respectively, and that is going to give me a similar setup to Jacob's. Now I don't have side stabilizers that are technically as short as Jacob's, but I'm close, so I think the feel is going to be close to what he feels. He did explain to me that, you know, it's gonna feel a little bit odd compared to the normal stabilizer setup. He said a stabilizer setup such as this usually jumps out of your hand pretty quick and immediately, you know, dives, and then the bow swings. For his stabilizer setup, it should swing, well, really slowly because all of your weight is back here because there's not much out the front. So we're gonna see. I'm going to experience this firsthand with you guys. All I did previously to filming this video was just setting up the bow to actually do this. I have yet to shoot it myself, so I'm really excited and this is gonna be fun. So first, let's shoot the bow with a normal stabilizer setup. Alright, so here we go. This is the stabilizer setup that I've been shooting all outdoor season, by the way, so I'm very comfortable with this setup. So let's see how it goes. We're going to be shooting at 70 meters, so it might make it interesting if it really throws me off with the Jacob setup, but I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm sure I'll keep them on the bail. The more important part, though, is how the bow changes, how its reaction changes when I switch from our standard stabilizer setup to a Jacob stabilizer setup. All right, there you go. Yeah, that's a, you know, a fairly classic stabilizer move. Now, mine doesn't flip as much as other people's or as professional archers. I'm still working on that on my part, but the bow definitely moves. You know, it wants to go forward just like this. It wants to roll. Now we will see what happens with Jacob's stabilizer setup. This is going to be really interesting. So, real quick, we're going to just undo these and then screw them on. All right, and there we go. We basically have Jacob set up. Now on his, if you look at the video and some of the other, you know, clips I have of him shooting at tournaments, his weights are closer to his string. Mine are a little further because, well, I didn't buy them for this kind of stabilizer setup. So we'll see. You can already feel right away there is a ton of weight right in here, right in the center of the bow, right where your hand is going to sit at full draw. So it'll be interesting to see if it brings, you know, a lot of balance to the shot. Like he said, like, you know, this setup has its benefits over the more standard stabilizer setup, and then the standard stabilizer setup has benefits in its own way over the Jacob style setup. Now I did leave my V-bar and my extension on here because I don't want to change the length of this front rod because I am very used to that. So I'm trying to change as few, you know, things as possible. That way I can kind of focus on them more when I'm shooting, because if we change too much, then, you know, did this make a difference or did it not? All right. Oh yeah, you can really feel the weight back here. Let's go. That bow, it barely moves. That's pretty cool. It actually shot in its own way really nice. You know, it was a little wild because it was like, ah, but it definitely has its own take. Let me shoot another one and see what else. I felt like my bow arm actually was really forced to hold better, because sometimes, you know, I have a habit it'll creep up on me a little bit, but because there's so much weight closer to me, it seems like it really forced my bow arm, that shoulder of my bow arm, to stay down better. Let's see what shot number 2 yields us. This is kind of wild. I don't know. This is pretty fun. My rig's moving a little bit. One more, cause why not? See, it feels really balanced here, like nicely distributed. It's strange it doesn't pop out of your hand, but at the same point in time, it's a pretty nice feeling. For the kicks of it, let me go and switch back to the regular and see what kind of effect it has. As I switch this over, you probably want to know, how did I do this? So what I did is, here and here, these little brackets are actually arms off of an adjustable V-bar, and I flipped them backwards. Conveniently, this gray Archery AIX riser has side mounts. If they mounted back here, I could probably still make it work, but it worked out pretty good this way. Of course, if you want to commit to this, you probably want to go and get yourself some like angled V-bar mounts. I guess they're probably more for compounds, but you know, as you can see, you can make that work for recurves here. And see what that does for you. That's what Jacob uses, from what I noticed. I think he actually uses Doinker ones. But you know, any stabilizer brand's going to have, or basically any stabilizer brand's going to have some kind of like 90-degree adjustable mount. That's just a single V-bar, or single bar mount. Not really a V-bar. Okay, and my feeling of it originally hasn't changed, even though, you know, I shot Jacob's setup in between. You definitely, it's funny, there is more stability in the stabilizer system with them higher and lower for the left and right, because I have a habit of rocking my bow a little bit, just from years of shooting and having some bad habits come up that weren't corrected. So for me, this way, the Jacob way, is kind of a little bit nicer. Shot wise, they do feel about the same, like just how it shoots. It is just a little bit different, not having the bow react like it does with the more traditional stabilizer setup. But then when I draw this back, you know, it's funny because it really feels like it wants to go here. But when I had the Jacob set up, you could feel it kind of like ease to this position because of the weights being back here. And I do feel like my shoulder here is a little bit more inclined to push up against the bow and against my form than it is with the Jacob setup of the weights being further back on the bow. Now, this could explain why you see a lot of top shooters, at least in the US, shoot with very long side stabilizers. They're almost mini front stabilizers at that point, or they're basically front stabilizers at that point. And that's maybe because they can get some more weight in the back half of their bow to leave them more stability in their shot. I don't know, just an idea. Of course, this video is all about exploring Jacob's setup. Now the real thing is to see if I can get away with this with my coach. So thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I have a link to Jacob Wukie's page. Give him a follow or a like. See what he's up to. He's been, really getting more involved into the sport since he took a little break after the 2012 Olympics. He's a great guy, and I'm really happy to share his stuff with you. So thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and as always, happy shooting!